I
Cool.
have with me here the CEO of the Singapore Chess Federation, the man who's pulled off something truly special in the world of chess, Grandmaster Kevin Goh Wei Ming. Hello, Kevin.
Hey, Saga. Hey, everyone. Very happy to be back on the show.
Kevin, you've managed to do something truly special, get the World Championship match to Singapore. Your first feelings when the announcement was made. I'm sure you knew it a bit in advance before FIDE made the announcement, but how is it feeling?
Well, I mean, when we first sort of have a good idea that the bid was likely going to be awarded to us, I think the first thought was, what have I gotten myself into? No, but I mean, I thought about this throughout the entire bidding process. Like we have to be sure that there isn't a day that passes by in the last 2 months when I kept thinking, are we going to deliver a good product for everybody, right? So if we do win the bid, so when the news was released to us, yeah, I just got really excited. At the same time, I knew that and there are going to be high expectations. So that's something I have to deliver together with my team right now.
Yes, it's the eyes of the entire world will be on Singapore at that point. But what made you, in the first place, make the bid? Because there were two bids from India, Chennai and Delhi, which is understandable. The fact that Gukesh is playing. What
Mm.
was your reason for Singapore bidding for this match?
No, it was really rather random, Like I was following obviously the last match, the last game of the candidates. So I saw like Gukesh was defending with the black pieces against Hikaru. Even though that game he didn't have to do a lot of defending, I think it was it was pretty smooth sailing. And then I was kind of expecting Fabi to win, and there's going to be a tiebreak, and suddenly, okay, it became a draw, and Gukesh qualified, yeah. And I was thinking, wow, it's pretty cool, yeah. Like Gukesh, um, such a young player, and I don't think anybody really placed him among the favorites to win the candidates. And it just like struck me that no, it's India. It's going to be an Indian challenger against a Chinese world champion. And if you want to think of a logical venue that's kind of like neutral and has a nice time zone that's suitable and is easy to access, isn't Singapore perfectly poised for that? Um, but I guess that was the starting thought, and I didn't really think too seriously about this at the point because I knew the huge effort it requires, not just from the organizing committee point of view, but also um, the funding side of things. FIDE has to weigh the fact that Singapore has never really organized such a major chess tournament as compared to India, who has done quite a lot. So they have the experience, whereas we are kind of new to the game. So all these things were like weighing on my mind. Like, is this something that's worth surfacing? Yeah. Um, and then in the following like 3 to 4 days after the last day of the match of the candidates, then there were friends like contacting me and just saying, "Hey, do you know what? Like, why are we not doing this here?"
Wow.
Yeah, so there were at least 3 to 4 individuals who contacted me after that, where we sort of like making sure that I wasn't like crazy to think about this at the start. Yeah, so they all said it's something that's worth surfacing. We should discuss this. Maybe we can talk about. We can talk to the people from the sports ministry to see if this is something worth bringing to Singapore, and that's how the conversations got started. Just very glad that somehow it all worked out and everybody was excited with this prospect.
Yeah, this is unbelievable because I've been following this process right from the start when Fides opened it up for the bids, and I interviewed the FIDE CEO Emil Sutovsky, and we had a very long discussion on the budget of this event, and it
Yeah.
was coming roughly to $8.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
That is some serious money, that needs to be raised. And what we know publicly is that the Singapore government is backing this match as well. What can you add to this? What can you tell us about the people backing here? What can be revealed?
I think I really have to thank Sport Singapore, which is our government agency that runs sports in Singapore. Basically, yeah, you can, as the name suggests, they really bought into the idea. When I first discussed this, there were of course lots of questions because a match of this magnitude would be new to many to many people, as even to myself. Yeah, when I was organizing this, I suddenly realized there's so many things to consider. But I think the idea generally gradually grew into them, and which is why they decided to support the bid, based on you heard from Emil. Obviously, the funding side of things is not a low amount by any means, but I think we can try to work out a solution somehow, and that's something that we are working towards.
Mm.
Mm.
It's amazing, and there is going to be it's going to happen in November. That's it's what 4 months away from now.
Yes.
4.5 months. As the organizing secretary, right? Like as the maybe the tournament director. How do we call your position? The head of organizing committee. What are
Yeah.
the things that you will have to take care of?
I think to first and foremost, we have to take care of the welfare of the players. That's first and foremost. Making sure that the venue is something of uh, top-notch quality, as Emil himself has put it. We have to make sure the accommodation is comfortable for both players and their teams. I think that's definitely the first thing that weighs on my mind. There's also the other things like the commercial side of things, which is making sure we have good value propositions to sponsors. How do we make the event uh, something that is viable, that is marketable, so that we can not only showcase the match between two players, but also showcase chess as an overall product, right? So I think the general idea is that from now in the lead up to the match and also during the match, I think we want to like showcase the many like strong benefits of playing chess to the general public. Uh, so I'm sort of even digressing a little bit to talk about things like side events and all that. So we like to talk about things like para chess, which it's already been proven, and FIDE has a great program for chess for people with disabilities. There's a para Olympiad for chess players with disabilities, and that's something we are looking to see whether we can do something to showcase, because it's an excellent way to showcase the benefits of chess. It's a very inclusive game. It has benefits of building confidence, things like that. So yeah, that's mainly the idea, the general concept of how I want to sort of sell the product, publish publicize all the good things about chess, um, advertise, of course, the many nice things about my country, Singapore, which comes by itself. I think if we have a nice venue and we have a good package overall for visitors to the game, combined with things like tourism to the nearby spots of the prospective venues, I think these things will be attractive for visitors.
Mm.
I
You
think that's the overall things. Yeah, sorry, just one more thing, which is of course broadcasting and productions,
Yes.
which that's not really something that I would say is something that I'm very strong in. I'm a chess player, as you know. I'm also a CA like yourself. I'm not into broadcasting, but now I know you are the biggest expert. Um, but yeah, that's something that I need to sort of resolve that, and get the people who are experts to come in.
Mm. Yeah, you said about you being a CA. I'm sure the budgeting part is going to be taken care of pretty well there. All the numbers, you will
Yes,
handle it well.
definitely. I think we have to organize this in an accountable way. The way we spend shouldn't be done frivolously. I think it should be done with good intent, and and purposefully. I think
True.
that's how I would put it.
You mentioned about giving value to sponsors. Will there also be private sponsors who will sort of put in some financial backing for this, or is it only going to be funded by the government of, I mean, Sports Singapore?
So I think that we are definitely in touch with several prospective private sponsors. I think there are a lot of negotiations going on. I think that given that we have won a bit, so there's a bit more visibility, and these things take a lot of time.
Yes.
Private sponsorships, they always have to come with something like board approvals, and they have to go through budgets and things like that. So it's only natural that these things take a bit more time. So we are patient, and at the same time, we want to make sure that the value propositions to these sponsors is also something attractive.
Mm. Yeah, that's very important. And the venue hasn't yet been announced. Will that be made? Is that already decided and you're waiting for the right moment, or is it still something that's being worked upon?
Yeah, it's still something in progress. We are concluding the process. Hopefully, we have something exciting to share.
Mm.
I can't disclose to you which are the which are the um, possible venues at this
Mm.
point. Hopefully, we can get that sorted out quickly.
One of the things, I've been constantly been asked by the viewers, especially in India, is that will there be any arrangements made for us to, visit there to watch it in the venue, like they already were like where to buy the tickets and all. And I said, okay, it'll take time, but have you this thought in mind that we'll make it like a spectacle for the visitors, because it many times the events are held in places where people can only follow it online.
Mm. So definitely in-person interactions will be something that we value highly. We want to make it entertaining as well as immersive for the visitors. It's not I mean there's not much point if you visit the venue and you sit there and you watch two guys playing chess. No one's going to sit there for 5 hours. Or maybe there will be some guys, but I cannot imagine at this time of age, that anybody could sit quietly for 5 to 6 hours without their phones because of fair play. And so that's something that that's something that we definitely are working on. We want to try to make it as interesting as possible for visitors.
Mm.
I think that's also important for to build the overall commercial viability for chess as a product globally, not just a Singapore thing. Um, so we have a lot of ideas.
Mm.
Uh, so things like fan zones, the meet and greet. We have chess legends coming to
Wow.
give lectures, master classes. We at the same time will also organize an age group tournament and also a masters, an open and challenger sections.
Really?
So that's yeah. So those events will be quite interesting, I think. I received a lot of queries from chess players who wanted to combine the visit with a tournament, and the sort of like I play around, and after that I go to the match and
Right.
and watch that sort of thing. So I received lots of requests, and we will deliver something that is interesting.
World Championship was held in 2013 in India, in Chennai. And at
Mm-hmm.
that point, I didn't understand many things from the organizing perspective, or ChessBase India didn't exist back then. So I was a player, and Chennai Open was held at that point. And I went to play there. And then one fine day, I thought, why don't I go and watch the match? So it was like,
Yeah.
for me, the Chennai Open was very important as a player. And then I went and watched the match, and now I realized that actually this was one of the events to bring in more people from across the country and the world, so that they could go and watch the match later on. So I guess
Mhm.
you would be able to also pull that off, perhaps a very strong open event where many players from across the world would come. Uh,
Yes, definitely that's something that I'm working on. We are finalizing the regulations for that as well. Or we want it to be attractive, so the prize fund will not be will not be taken lightly. We will definitely put in some effort to make sure that it's attractive. We are tying up deals with the nearby hotels so that travelers they can enjoy maybe slightly better rates when they stay near the tournament venue. Yeah, and of course conditions for grandmasters. So I think these things are something that we definitely want to work towards too. So definitely norm opportunities, Saga, norm opportunities.
No. Well, hopefully I can try to come there as a player, but more likely to come as a journalist, or to cover the
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
happening
I
here.
understand. No, you subcon the work to Amrita, so and then you contract yourself to handle the open tournament as the journalist there, and then you play, and then you make the norm,
I have two
right?
years, yeah, to break what you did, because you did it at 36. So I'm
Yeah.
34, so I have 2 more years to try and achieve my dream title.
time time flies, like you yeah, don't take it don't think that it's a lot of time. It's actually not like
Absolutely.
when yeah. Now
Uh,
it's 5 years since I made GM, actually, if
yes.
you think about it. Yeah.
By the way, but this, when this announcement was made that Singapore is going to host it, we were discussing internally in Indian circles that, if it comes to India, this World Championship, it would be a huge boost, because, I could literally imagine thousands of people queuing up to watch the match here if it happened, because Gukesh is now quite a sensation here and so on. But the other thought was also that Singapore could become now a huge contributor in the world of, it's like a new space is being created for chess, a new kind of place that would invest into chess. And I think, talking with you, I get this sense, that Singapore, this is not going to be a one off thing. It'll kind of start something that will be regular.
Yeah, that's definitely something that's on my mind, because I think for everybody who's involved in this, we don't really want this to be a one-off. We hope to put together a product that is attractive, then that there's commercial viability, and also generate huge interest, right? So I think these things can also lead to further sort of like further activations of other kind of events beyond 2024. So this is something that I'm definitely looking forward to. I think it's also good that Singapore chess has been growing a little bit for the last 2 years. Now we have two recent young GMs,
Mm,
Tin and Siddharth.
yes.
We hope to have more, of course. We are working very hard on the training side of things. So I think in terms of results, I mean, it's gonna be hard to match India. Yeah, like
No, but
millions of miles away.
the thing is, maybe there are very few federations who are investing their time and energy and also resources into training like Singapore Federation is doing, right?
I mean I'm not sure. I honestly I think in many countries you have a lots of great private chess academies. But I think when I sort of took on this role, my interest is to build strong chess teams for the country first and foremost. I want us to have teams that can be competitive. I mean, we are not talking about winning the Olympiad or becoming world chess champions, even though that might be a dream in the future. But teams that can be competitive, that we can be really, really proud of. So that's why we invested lots of time, energy, thought processes to put this together. And we are continuously trying to expand our ability. So always looking out to bring good trainers in who can help us develop like really, really young kids. So now we have an under 8 program that's really young.
Oh, really?
So we have an under 10, under 12, and all the way to under 20.
That's
So
amazing.
this hopefully these programs will give us some results in time to come.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. And Kevin, have you spoken to both the players until now, Gukesh and Ding?
So Gukesh and Ding, I mean, I kind of know both of them. So I played football with Ding, so that's my that's my connection with him. And I still remember it was at the Asian Indoor Games at Incheon some time ago. So he was playing he was playing goalkeeper, and he very politely asked me, like where should I stand to, in goal. So he was that kind of humble, unassuming guy, doesn't take things for granted, just very nice guy all around. And Gukesh, I take great pride and credibility. Great pride and credit for him becoming the candidates because I contributed heavily to his first GM norm.
Oh, really? You lost to him or what?
I lost to him in Bangkok. So easy norm for him, yeah. Like he.
So,
So
you literally played a role not just like from the outside, like motivating him or something, but you gave him like, he beat
yeah,
you. Okay.
and I was really annoyed. Like obviously when you get paired against, like, at the time I think he was 12 or something, or 11, I cannot remember, but this tiny kid, and that he's kind of like top talent, and rating was like 2400, so that he's underrated, and then you play the kid, and then he plays, confidently, and it's just what do you do in this sort of situation, and just really unpleasant, yeah.
Mhm.
And of course, like the game, uh, I think I had some chances to hold, but yeah,
Oh,
I was just
we
taking
should
it.
have looked over that game maybe in the
No, it was a little bit embarrassing. Like, just first of all, opening disaster, and then after that, like some nice end game technique from a 12-year-old kid. Uh, nice from him, not very pleasant from my point of view, but okay, yeah. Eventually, he made the GM norm, first GM norm at a tournament. Yeah,
But you haven't been able to sort of talk to them yet, or their teams, or maybe FIDE does it. You personally as don't have to, yeah, perhaps.
I don't really have to. FIDE will be. I think they are the ones managing the contracts, and I'm sure we'll be in touch soon because I need to know when they are coming. I need to
Correct.
pick them up. Yeah, I don't. I got to make sure that they are checked in into their hotels, that sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And Kevin, personally, from my end, I've been to Singapore once. I've been there. We came for, I think, one day. It was a very short visit. Me, Amruta, Jakob Agard. We were on this trip of like
Yeah.
book tour, and
Yeah.
it was very very nice, to be there. I still remember that hall that you had booked at the top of a hotel, and then it was jam packed. So many books were there, a lot of people wanted to buy those books. Jakob signed
Yeah.
them, and then
Yeah.
you and Jakob played blitz the entire night. It was like one
It's
day
crazy,
but
yeah.
packed with so much of action.
Yeah, so crazy, yeah. Like, it was very funny, and I thought, yeah, I should point this out. That you came, you were like, "Wow, this place is nice, it's great." You never came back, Like, it's gonna take the World Chess Championships to bring you back, Saga. Like, how difficult is it to get you to travel here? Yeah. So, uh, yeah, I think the interest has actually grown since those times. Many 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 more young kids playing. Uh, Today, actually on 5th of July, um, we have the first round of a chess league that will
Oh.
be organized in the heart of CBD, Central Business District. So we have a age sort of like a limit. You must be 20 and above. You must be an adult. So no screaming kids running around. So we also have, like, yeah. So these sort of events that working professionals are very interested to play. So I hope that the championships can be something that continues this progress that we are seeing.
Amazing. I just want to point out to all the viewers here that Kevin is a grandmaster, also a chartered accountant. He was the CFO at a very big organization called Lucence Diagnostics, and he left that job to become the CEO of Singapore Chess Federation. And I think, Kevin, this love for chess which you have, I think you've converted that into your administrative capabilities in some way, making this progress happen in Singapore chess. I remember we did an interview when you assumed the
Yeah,
position, and I could sense that you were still trying to figure out what is the way, but now I think you see the way forward. You see how Singapore is going to grow here, which is just amazing.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I think it took me a bit of time to figure out a good strategy. Um, and I think the key, I would say, takeaway is to always open up your mind to further possibilities. I think you got to think out of the box. You have to find ways to showcase like why chess is great. Um, so that's why we develop so many programs, that may be not they may not come across as natural. So Chess of Freedom.
Yes.
I recently,
You taught in the prisons. I'll put the picture here.
yes, I remembered. Yeah, I even was one of the guest speakers for the recent Chess for Freedom conference in Pune. So I think that's something that has really given nice outcomes, nice results. We have seen things like inmates behaving clearly demonstrating improvements in behavior, showing more focus. They are now training together as a team. You can see the friendship is there. You have facilitators within the facilities who are now doing to new joiners to the game. So I think it's stories like this that can help to further publicize so many benefits of chess, and that's why hopefully more companies sponsors can view chess as not just a board game between two players, but more like a way of life that that can be so beneficial in many ways.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And Kevin, on a parting note, any final words to the world audience who will listen to this and that you would like to tell them about in relation to this match?
No, come. we, will, we will announce all the details. There will be dates, there will be tickets, and so on. Yeah, but come to Singapore. It will be a nice place to visit for those who have never been here. I understand that those staying in Europe or in the Americas, it might be a little bit far for you. But when would you ever have the opportunity to visit a country that far and enjoy a spectacle that you may not have the chance to see? It could be a once in a lifetime thing, right? Um, to all the Indian chess fans, please do not be mad at me. Give us a chance. Like, you guys have done lots for chess, yeah. So give us a chance, and I'm looking forward to welcome all of you at the match. So hope to see you guys.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for this interview and also for hosting the match there. We are all excitedly looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And of course, as a final note, thank you to all the supporters who have helped me behind the scenes. There are some individuals who prefer not to be named, but yeah, I definitely have to thank, first of all, Sports Singapore for being so on board with chess. We have never done something this big in chess, so to have their sort of like seal of approval was really meaningful to me. And of course, yeah, the board of SCF, led by President Suliang, the legend, yeah, for not thinking I'm crazy for even suggesting this in the first place. Um, there's so many team members who helped. Specifically, I think Jimmy Tan, Brandon O, who helped me put together all the required bidding documents.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you, Kevin. See you soon.
Thank you so much, Saga. Cheers.